What is up, my little boo-boo patooties? How is everybody? It is Thirsty Thursday. Oh, I'm great. Thank you. Thank you for asking. It's Thirsty Thursday. I'm here after work filming this late Thursday night, and we're here for our weekly romance oracle reading. We're just trying to take a look at the week ahead and see what we need to know for our love lives, what is going to behoove us. Let's see what we need to embody more of this week. What is our love life bringing us? Ooh, what is this? Children, your love life is being affected by children. So I usually, for our channel, I read this because our focus is usually centered around what we can change within ourselves. And, sometimes our readings get more focused on outside people and interacting. And I guess I'm going to start talking more about that. I guess I just didn't want it to get too sensational or like, I like to share wisdom without telling people what to do with their lives, right? And so we're kind of predicting like the circumstances and the possibilities and the odds of things. But remember that this is so that we can take into an account what the energetic circumstances are around us and then choose with free will and try to take our fated life, which is the hand that we're dealt, right? That's what the reading's telling us. This is the energetic temperature of your situation right now. But we want to claim our destined life. And that is taking the hand that you're dealt and then actually making something with it and not just settling for your lot, right? It's like this, I'm not going to resign myself to accept the status quo. I'm actually going to be the master of my destiny, with divine guidance, right? I'm, doing this as a partner with co-creator, right? Co-creating with the creator. But I'm choosing, right, what I want to become and how I want to show up. Same with astrology. We take in these factors and we take into account what's in our chart, but then we can transcend. We don't have to resign ourselves to think that we're fated to exactly what our natal chart says about us. It's just that these are the factors and the circumstances we're kind of starting with. And then it's what you can make out of it from there, right? These are mostly just tools to guide us through our self-realization and the expansion of our soul. So usually I read the children card as it's time to do inner child work on ourselves, inner child healing. There's something that was implanted in our consciousness as young children or throughout our childhood or coming of age or adolescence that is affecting the way that we're approaching our romantic relationships. And this is probably a pattern that's been perpetuating throughout our lives, and it's really coming up now to show itself to us so we can prune that away before we are all the way through this eclipse portal season. The eclipse is coming up, what is it, on maybe Sunday? It's on the 28th, the full moon in Taurus. So I believe it's the 28th. What is that? Yep, the 28th. So that is Saturday at 1:24 p.m. I think that this Magick of I think it's set to Pacific time. So that would make it like 3:30 Central Time, I think, in the afternoon. So that's going to be Saturday. So that is the bookend of this fall eclipse season, right? And so what that's been doing is basically showing us all the heaviness and density that's holding us back from all the acceleration and expansion that the eclipses want to bring. And so this week it will behoove us to do inner child healing work. To be magnetic is one of the best routes to do this. They have a structured workshop that has to do with unblocking your inner child And it's all about getting to the root of the beliefs and subconscious belief systems and patterns and things that you're holding on to from your childhood. And the DIs, the deep imaginings, those are their particular brand of meditations that help you rewrite your nervous system. There are certain ones that are designed to take you back into your birth experience and your very early childhood and your adolescence. And those inner child DIs, I swear, every time I do them, I end up having like an incredible shift at work. Things just like are unblocked immediately. So I would highly suggest going to Be Magnetic and, considering joining the program or maybe purchasing that workshop. To me, it's totally worth the membership. I think it's like $30 a month. And you get access to the whole website, and there's more content and helpful like tools than you can ever get through. There's like podcasts, and then there's monthly calls, and there's the community, and then there's all of the there's workshops for everything. There's like unblocked love, unblocked money, unblocked shadow. And it's really amazing because I've been doing this work not consistently enough, but I love doing it, and my best friend does it, but we've been doing it for a couple of years. And I always keep telling everybody that they should do it. And I kept saying that I needed to become an affiliate for them because I'm always recommending it. And they didn't have an affiliate program. And then one day they did. So I manifested it. But to be magnetic, the whole point is to do the deep inner work that unblocks in order for you to manifest more with more ease, and harmony and all that and abundance. So I am an affiliate of them now. So if you are interested in joining To Be Magnetic or looking into that workshop, like I said, it's a better deal to just get the membership because then you have access to everything full time, all the time. But that is in my description box below. There's links to that if you care to join the pathway. Yes, but that is a very good, well-structured way to approach inner child healing work. I have the book Homecoming by John Bradshaw, but I haven't gotten into the meat of it yet. But that is also a book centered around inner child healing. However, you could literally have children as a factor in your love life right now. You may be dating and you may be a single parent, or you may be crushing on a single parent who's having, has to have that factored in as they're trying to date. And maybe you are feeling like uncertain about a situation right now and whether or not someone is reciprocating the feelings. And the factors may have to do with their kids or your kids, or that might be an issue. Also, there could be an issue of like whether or not people want to have kids. That is a factor when you're deciding who to date. And so I don't know, it's one of those weird questions where you feel odd asking it too early, but I don't think that's a weird question to ask early on because I don't know, like I've never wanted children, not once in my life. Have I ever naturally on my own thought, oh, I would love to raise a child? It's just never been a real authentic desire of mine, right? But other people may think that I'm like wanting to have a kid, right? Like, women get to a certain age and men assume that they are all about like rushing things along because obviously they want commitment and the biological clock is ticking. But like, that's not true for everyone. So maybe have the talks with people to see and to test the waters. Because not everybody wants to have kids. And then some people do. Some people only want to date people who are also wanting to have kids and they could see themselves having kids with. Or they're wanting to date people that could be a good step parent for their existing children. You never know. So literal children could be a factor, but I usually approach that card, at least from the things that we have control over, is doing the inner child healing work on ourselves. All right. What else? Let's put these kids to bed, y'all. All right. Adult Swim up in here. Okay. Past life relationships. So you have known each other before. So perhaps you are dealing with a person that you already know who it is, or there might be a mysterious intensity between you and someone else that you're not quite sure where it comes from. And it could be because you were together in a past life. there could be issues that you're coming up with that you are butting heads on, or that you are working your way through, that are issues that you two have been working out lifetime after lifetime. Otherwise, this could be someone from the past who may be coming back around in your realm of focus or awareness or contact. Well, we'll get more clarification on that with the tarot. Whoop. Worth waiting for. Okay, so something it's already been feeling on hold, like in the reading so far, because it's like this is an issue, and then like when past life relationship comes up, it's like, I don't know, that card hardly ever says that, oh, everything's really direct and straightforward right now and not complicated. Usually this is hinting at a situation where you're like, what is going on? Like, I don't understand. Like, I just don't get it. Like, past life relationship, or you've known this person before, and you maybe didn't get together back then, and maybe it was something that the timing wasn't right? But maybe it's not that was a no, not at all. Maybe it just wasn't a no, not at this time. So maybe it's worth waiting for, but it's going to take your discernment on that. It could be that for some, that this past life person it's just that. It was a past life relationship that you feel this memory of feelings about, but maybe it's not the current relationship, and there's something coming that's worth waiting for. We'll know more when we pull tarot cards. All right, one more romance angels oracle. Oh, we have a flipper. Separation. Okay, so maybe we'll pull one last one to get a little bit more detail, but there could be a situation where there was a coming together of two people who were attracted, and maybe it wasn't a good time. Maybe it was the timing was off, right? We learn that the root of the word evil actually means unripe. So in the Garden of Eden, the sin of Adam and Eve was actually that they had sex a few hours before they were supposed to. Their consciousness just wasn't fully cooked yet, and they weren't ready to reveal all of that light, and they were even supposed to eventually, they were meant to be together, right? They're Adam and Eve. They're like totally destined. Do you ever think that Adam and Eve were like, do you think she likes me? Or like, I don't know, like he's having commitment issues. I don't know. They were like totally meant to be, except they just had sex too early. That's really what the apple was. It's just the apple was symbolic. So yeah, maybe there was a false start on something at some point, or maybe you were with someone at a younger age. Maybe this wasn't that long ago, but maybe there are wounds and patterns that need to be looked at and healed that were placed there during our childhood, right? Did you have like any kind of complicated relationships with your parents that you feel are repeating in your love life with your partners, right? Did you have a manipulative parent? Did you have a narcissistic parent, or a couple of them, right? How did your parents treat you? What was your relationship like with each one of them? And how did they interact with each other? The things that you observed during your young and impressionable years, like it came through, like you received it like very intensely. It was you're more sensitive when you're growing up, or more impressionable, and so the subconscious starts coming up with ways to defend itself, right? And working in cooperation with the ego, they're trying to figure out a defense mechanism to protect you from harsh realities and things that your ego threatens your livelihood or your survival. And so when you're a young child and you feel like you're not going to fit in with the family very well, then you're feeling like, oh my gosh, I can be put out on the street and I will have no way to survive. So I've got to like cooperate and, blend in to survive, and abandon myself and pretend to be this way and that way to please the parents, right? So think back and look very closely at those patterns and those parts of yourself that aren't authentic, that you can let go of and heal those inner child wounds, right? What parts of yourself have you put in the shadow because you were shamed for them, or you got in trouble for that when you were a child, or you were told that it was undesirable to this part of society or that part of society? I know growing up, there was so much opinion about what girls should be like in order to be desirable to boys. And I was constantly hearing, if you carry yourself this way, no boy will ever want to date you. If you say you don't want to have children, no man will ever want to marry you. If you dress like that, no guy's going to want to go out with you. They don't want to go out with girls who dress like them. If you like are loud and boisterous, no guys are going to like you because they want like quiet, pretty, like sit with your hands folded. I mean, everything. It was just like from my animated personality to what I was wearing, to how I carried myself, to how I approached the world, to my honesty about how I felt about issues, to the fact that I didn't want to have kids, right? So all of those things that were implanted in our youth, it's like we need to heal those things because they've been affecting our relationships and the relationship dynamics, right? A lot of the other readings that aren't even relationship centered talk about healing codependency and enmeshment. And so people who are very empathic find it really difficult not to become emotionally enmeshed with others. And that means that you are feeling like you're responsible for everyone's emotional well-being, right? And that it's all up to you to make sure that everyone's happy and comfortable and taken care of. And that is a toxic dynamic that starts cycling itself when there is an empath who has a narcissist attached to them, right? Then, the narcissist wants the empath to constantly, cater to their needs and their wants and have none of their own. So we're breaking those patterns and we're healing those wounds. And so right now we may be separated from this person, or it might not be this specific person, right? Maybe it is this type of relationship that you had before, but you haven't had something like that in a while. So maybe it's that, like, if it is, let's just call it this person from the past that, timing was off at that time, but it's worth waiting for. And the separation is serving for some good, or it can. And so, even if something is meant to be, if it comes together at the wrong time, it's going to be chaos. It's not going to be fulfilling. It's not going to be good. So, part of that is just having acceptance and letting that be, and then going off and putting your mind on other things. Time apart from your partner is on the horizon. Okay, let's get one last card from the romance angels, and then we'll clarify. Oh, release your ex. So if there is something that is keeping you from being able to move on fully into a healthy relationship, or maybe this is the reason for the separation in the past and not coming together yet, but worth waiting for. Like perhaps there was a breakup, right? And maybe you met someone when they were recently out of a breakup, or maybe you're recently out of a breakup and you're still healing or whatever. So it's like the work now is inner child healing, releasing the ex, and, comforting yourself knowing that what you envision for your love life is worth waiting for, and you shouldn't rush it. And, maybe this person will work out and maybe they won't. Maybe it's a new person coming in and you've got to release anybody that you're, holding attachment to in order for that to like really take root. Time has come to clear your energy. All right, what do we need to know about the children card? This is the Tarot of the Psychic Heart by John Holland. It is a relationship-themed tarot deck. Let's get some clarification on children. Dedicated effort. So this is 8 of Pentacles, but it's in reverse. And so I'm not sure if this particular deck has any intention of reversal cards, but we'll definitely look at 8 of Pentacles in reverse. But I feel like there's something that we haven't quite learned a lesson yet, or something hasn't been quite solidified about something that is lingering in our with our inner child. The 8 of Pentacles is about learning and being an apprentice and a master. So this is like about doing the deep inner self work. But because it was in reverse, I feel like there's something that we're not quite getting. That's not like getting clear. And I feel like it's something that's becoming more clear through this week, because we've had a lot of like clarity cards coming out in our other readings. Okay, so reverse key for 8 of Pentacles is going about things the wrong way. You need guidance. Shortcuts will not speed the day. You must proceed the proper way. So we can't cut any corners. It's like we can't spiritually bypass whatever it is that's lingering in that inner child wound that's still blocking our forward progress in our love life. Limited ambition, too nearsighted. So think about your long-term values and your long-term goals. Don't think about instant gratification. Think about what is going to pay off for you, what is going to bring you the most fulfillment and value in the long run. Too concerned about ego and image. False security. Client's query should reveal more information. You want quick results, not content to work and learn in the proper manner. So yeah, there's something about wanting to skim over the inner child stuff, not wanting to deal with it, not going about it in the proper way. And so there's an angle that we're not quite seeing. And it could be parts of our shadow that need to be embraced again, so that we can really fully love our whole self, right? And, when we continue to bury those shadow aspects that we were shamed for, they're going to come out eventually anyway. It's like our soul and our ego are going to push them at the surface until we start doing little self-sabotaging things, right? Because that part of us, the shadow, is like, hey, I'm still in here. I want to be seen too. I'm going to be acting out, ruining the hotel room until somebody pays attention to me and lets me be part of this life as well, right? Okay, what do we need to know about past life relationship? Let's just call this someone that we've known from the past, more than likely. The Tower. So rebuilding. Something is crumbling. Like the way that things used to be, past relationship patterns, things are changing in a major way right now, and our foundations are being shaken. And it's best to just let the towers crumble, because these are the false senses of security, the false security that we were just seeing here. It's like the Tower breaks all of those false senses of securities down. It brings things out in the open. It exposes the truth about what, it gives you this disillusionment that awakens revelation and epiphany. And so the best thing to do, like Tower moments, this is the Tower card. It's like when certain structures are falling away or something is crumbling before your eyes and you're just like, I can't believe this. It's just like sands, going through my fingers and I'm trying to hold it all together. And it's just best to just let it go. When the Tower is in reverse, which it was kind of when I pulled it out, it is a sign that we're not, oh, my whole deck was upside down. That's probably why. We're not accepting change. We're resisting change. And if we resist change, then it's going to be more uncomfortable. And so, it hints that the wheels are already in motion. Things that have already kind of like fallen in our lap and like kind of blown up. It's like it's already happened. It's just like, let the changes now happen, right? And let them pass. So something blew up from the past. And it's making way for something new that's worth waiting for. All right, what's worth waiting for? Hopefully it's not strength. Okay, healing begins. So 6 of Swords, very exciting. The most exciting and beloved sword card. Passing through difficult times, and we're on our way to like brighter days, and we're over the hump. So there's been, the 5s are like conflict and change and a little bit of chaos. And so like we just said, the Tower has probably already happened. You probably know what this was. It may have been recent. It may have been during the eclipse season. It may have been before that, but it may have been all very recently unfolding. And so, and it could be something that's been unfolding since the last eclipse season. But because this whole year has been very much up in the air. It's been initiations and weird times of like highs and lows, and it's really been a mixed bag for all of us. So healing is beginning. So we're over the hump of the worst part. And so healing begins. We're on our way to lighter days, past the conflict. So it's worth waiting for. So hold tight and be patient. Something is coming. You're healing these wounds. You're healing these patterns. And so new possibilities for healthy relationships are on the horizon. What was this other card? Share the love. So 3 of Cups. So 3 of Cups with healing begins and worth waiting for. I mean, it could be a situation with 3 people involved. There may have been a breakup and you have maybe broken up and there's someone that you like, but it's just you need to heal certain things before you can start a new relationship and it be healthy, right? So many times, I mean, since we're looking at worth waiting for and healing begins, in like the separation, release your ex, like all of these different factors are involved. It just sounds like it could be hinting at a third party situation where a third factor is involved in whether or not, this thing is coming together currently. Sometimes money is the third party factor. Sometimes it is an ex that is the third party factor. Sometimes the children are the third party factor, right? It just means that there's a big issue that is in addition to the 2 people involved in the potential relationship. There's a third issue that is taking precedent and that is interrupting like the 2. Now on a lighter positive note, the 3 of Cups could be getting into a season of joy and fulfillment within yourself and building up your relationships with the people around you and celebrating your life and getting lost and having a good time while you're waiting. It's like you might as well have fun while you're waiting and not be in misery and like looking over your shoulder every minute to make sure it's going to work out. It's like instead, go have fun, build your other relationships and friendships and family relationships in your life right now. And maybe explore other romantic options, right? If this isn't something that's going to be happening anytime soon, but we've got the worth waiting for card. So if you if you're not in any urgent hurry to be booed up or cuffed up during this cuffing season coming up, then maybe just hold off and stay loose and free and available and see what happens. But you know, you got to play it by ear. You got to play it by your instinct, because you know what else is also true is that you could be meeting someone soon, and so you don't want to be tied up with the wrong person just because you were bored or because you wanted something to do or because you wanted to fill a space. Okay, what do we need to know about separation? What clarity, what detail? What clarity do we need for separation? Clarity. We need clarity. This is space that's going to give you more clarity. You may be receiving more transparency soon and clarity within a separation, or you may need the time apart to do the inner healing work to get clarity about who it is that you are, what it is that you want from a partner, and what kind of partner you are becoming, right? You know, we can only expect to attract the level of partner that we are. We are only going to be able to hold and resonate with like an affinity, right? So, you know, we're wanting to meet someone that's equally yoked, right? But we're also in the process of all this transformation. And so we haven't settled into our new resting rate either. Like we don't, you know, we're still in flux with our vibration and our up leveling, and we're up leveling and we're coming back from a rock bottom and we're just like burnt to ash. Like, what would we even be attracting right now? Just like an absolute nuclear disaster. So let it all settle for a sec. Really get clear about what it is that you want, what it is that you're looking for, and let the dust settle. It's very on the nose. Let's get another card on the separation here. Nurture. So the Empress has come up. Nurture yourself. Nurture your world. Nurture your spirit and your soul and your heart. And nurture your physical environment around you. Do things in your house that you've been meaning to do. Take care of your physical body. But this is the divine feminine. The divine feminine is taking care of herself, and she receives. Yes, the divine feminine is mothering and nurturing, and we can be that. But first, we have to be that with ourselves. Because until we are feeling like we are taken care of, we're going to be depleted and we don't have anything to give to nurture others. At the same time, divine feminine energy creates a very attractive energy for someone who is in their masculine energy and wants to share and wants to give. And so this is the kind of feminine energy that is not in a hurry to force anything to happen. This is the type of feminine energy that can sit back and trust the universe, and that is in the value of their self. And this could be any gender. This is not saying that we're talking to all the women here. Like, this is like, you know, whoever's watching this, like you are right now the Empress, right? This is your energy. I mean, well, I guess we're not really cross watchers because we're not doing sign by sign readings. So nurture the self. And when you are open and nurturing your ability to receive, then you're going to be like, the universe is going to send you more to receive, right? So that's the best thing right now, to make yourself more attractive and more prepared to receive the partner when they present or when you meet them, or, you know, what have you. All right. Okay, and then let's get one card on release your ex. I mean, that's pretty straightforward. It's just like, get over this person from the past, shake it off. Can we get more detail or any clarity on this, please? Releasing our ex. feeling alone. Ooh, Five of Pentacles, right? So this tells me that you might be holding on to your ex, or you might be holding on to an idea of a past person because you don't feel like you have any other options right now. You're feeling alone, or you're feeling like nostalgic for something familiar or a sense of home or warmth, and you're feeling very separated from that. This person is like away from home. They're in this cold, sort of like open, vast space, and they've probably been wandering through the mountains and over, very distant fields and prairies, fighting through tall grass, and they're exhausted and wet and chilly. And they're like, oh my gosh, the cabin with the warm light and a stew over an open flame with a cast iron pot. With a stone mantle, oh my God, and a wooden bowl and a wooden spoon is just waiting for me there. And I want to be there, but I'm not. I'm left out in the cold right now, and I'm feeling alone, and I'm feeling like the fear right here. The moon, that's like that, the things that aren't brought into our awareness yet, right? The moon is all about like what's hidden from us and what's sort of lurking in the subconscious, and things that we fear, right? And sometimes we have to face those fears. The moon asks us to face those fears. And so, yeah, it's like we're feeling really out in the cold right now. So don't get tempted to get like warm body syndrome and get desperate and go back to some toxic situation that isn't right. Instead, something is coming that's worth waiting for. So maybe like hold the separation when it comes to the ex. And don't fall into the temptation of soothing your loneliness, right? Because what was that card a little while ago that we were talking about? Not reaching for instant gratification, but holding out for what's going to be truly fulfilling in the long run. And then this card here was reach out. So 3 of Pentacles. So in the usual like context, the 3 of Pentacles is about collaboration and, someone being acknowledged publicly for their skills and getting to a skill level where people are starting to appreciate that about you. And they want to work with you and collaborate with you and build with you. Well, this would be like reaching out to someone, like making like if you're like holding back or whatever, it's like extend that warm hand, because someone feels lonely. But do this with conscious intention. Do not reach out to the ex or the person that's perpetuating the toxicity, right? It's like maybe reach out to friends for now who can give you the emotional support you need to help you stay strong, to wait for the love and the relationship that's coming, that's really truly in alignment. All right. And maybe if you have like a certain person, a certain special someone that you have been wanting to reach out to, or that you're hoping will reach out to you, maybe there will be some communication soon. Follow your instincts about whether or not you should reach out to them. There have been, like, Mercury was one of our cards from yesterday for the alchemy message, and that's about messaging and communication. And the Sun card literally depicted the character that looked like they were catching a message. So getting the message, right? So think about that. Take that into consideration. And yeah, I hope everything gets all ironed out with our love lives this week. It looks like it's complicated, right? All right, y'all, be good, but not too good. Ciao.